Hey everybody, how's your week going? Okay? I hope so. Listen, you are probably by now all aware that I really enjoy Richard Rohr and his daily meditations. It can come to your inbox too for free from the Center for Action and Contemplation. There's a nice juxtaposition there, action, contemplation. He's dealing with the Trinity in a whole series now for a multi-week series. And last week he had this one image on here that struck me because it reminded me of Chris Williamson's song, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But it says in yesterday's writing on Wednesday, January 12th, if you want to go look it up, talking about images of the Trinity, it says, the Franciscan philosopher, theologian, and mystic, St. Bonaventure, he lived in the 13th century, described the Trinity as a, quote, fountain fullness, close quote, of overflowing love. Picture 3 buckets on a moving water wheel. We've all seen them, usually with more than 3 buckets, but the water fills up, that makes it heavier, pushes the wheel down. The next bucket is filled by the same water source, pushing it down. It causes the wheel to turn around. When it reaches a certain point, the buckets are turned over, so the water is drained from the bucket and goes around, and that's what keeps the wheel going. Picture 3 buckets on a moving water wheel. We can see these water wheels in rural areas in Europe. They usually have more than 3 buckets, but each bucket empties out and swings back, inevitably waiting to be filled again. And it always is. Most of us can't risk letting go or emptying out. We can't risk letting go because we aren't sure we will be refilled. But the 3 persons of the Trinity empty themselves and pour themselves out into each other. The 3 persons of the Trinity empty themselves out and pour themselves out into each other. Each knows they can empty themselves because they will forever be refilled. To understand this mystery of love fully, we need to stand under the flow and participate in it. It's infinite outpouring and infinite infilling without end. It can only be experienced as a flow, as a community, as a relationship, as an inherent connection. The idea of God, the Trinity, as a flow of, in this case, water. I tend to think of God many times as a flow of energy, a river of energy just sort of swirling around in the universe. Maybe that's what Van Gogh saw with Starry, Starry Nights, that flow of energy. I don't know how else to describe it. But this sense of emptying ourselves so that we can be filled, I like that. But I think he's right. A lot of people won't let themselves be completely emptied because they're afraid they won't be filled again. How sad is that? To never fully give ourselves to anything for fear that we will never be filled up again. Do you do that? Do you hold yourself back from totally emptying? What would that look like if you were to totally involve yourself and allow yourself to give everything you have, knowing that you would be refilled? I mentioned Chris Williamson before. She was a pioneering feminist, lesbian, singer-songwriter. million-dollar bestseller in the her first album, The Changer and the Changed. She has this song. It's called "Filling Up and Spilling Over." It's called "Waterfall." It's an endless waterfall, and those are the words of the chorus: "Filling up and spilling over. It's an endless waterfall. Filling up and spilling over all. Filling up and spilling over. It's an endless waterfall. Filling up and spilling over." That's love. It's in love. And that's what love does to us. It fills us up and then it spills over into others. And that's what God's love and Jesus' love and the Holy Spirit does for us, with us, in us. Fills us up and it spills over through us to other people so that they can fill up and spill over, so that they can fill up and spill over. And we are like those buckets going round. Yes, and sometimes filling up kitties and spilling over into my heart from her. So that's the thought for today. I just wanted to give us a little something to think about during the day that's just filling up and spilling over. It's an endless waterfall. That's what God is to the Trinity. That's what the three parts of God are in the Trinity, but it's also what God does with us when we let it, when we invite it, when we recognize it. Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause of the pastor. Time to think of something greater than ourselves. I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York. And until next time, God bless. Take care. And bye for now.